Hello, I'm Karen, and this is Unexpected Adornments. I share subscription bead box unboxings, jewelry tutorials, hauls, and finished pieces I've made. Today, I'm showing you everything I made with the August 2025 Bargain Bead Box. This was my very first subscription box, and I had so much fun with it. The first beads in this collection that caught my eye were those moon and star coins. I wanted to use them immediately, so I created these earrings. They have movement, they catch the light, and they're surprisingly lightweight. If you'd like to make them, I included a full tutorial in my unboxing video. You'll find that linked in the card here and in the video description. Next, I created a layered necklace set. I'm sort of loosely calling this Boho Nights. For me, boho style means eclectic layers, so I wanted each necklace to work on its own or look great as a set. And I also tried to keep that sort of crescent moon theme running throughout them. This beaded chain is the first necklace that I made. I used the chunky gold moon phase beads and the gold chain from the box. I built wire components with beads and spacers and then alternated them with short lengths of chain. So my first component was built around the moon phase bead. I added 2 of the off-white color faceted rondelles from the Bohemian mix, 2 seed beads from my stash, and 2 of the faceted cubic spacer beads from the box. For the second component, I just used the faceted golden rutilated quartz. This necklace is simple and neutral with just a touch of that celestial sparkle. This one is the statement piece of the set. I used the crescent moon links, the chandelier pendant, the turquoise magnesite, and made crystal dangles on 24 gauge gold wire. And this time I pulled out the blue faceted rondelles from the Bohemian mix, added more of the faceted cubic spacers, and some teal seed beads from my stash. With all the movement, gold accents, and sparkle, it reminds me of a crisp summer night. For the third necklace, I wanted to add a different color to the set. So I chose the gorgeous 8mm carnelian star cut beads, and this time I pulled out the orange faceted rondelles from the Bohemian mix. I also added more of the golden rutilated quartz and red magma Swarovski crystal bicones. I decided to give another nod to the boho theme by mixing up my metals. So I chose some bronze color seed beads from my stash and bronze toned jump rings to hang the gold moon charms from. The moon charms give this piece a flash of gold that catches the light beautifully. I would wear any of these necklaces individually, but I also do like them as a set. I found this glass twisted leaf pendant in my stash and it matched the coin beads perfectly. So I constructed the necklace around the pendant using the coin beads, pulling out the gray faceted rondelles from the Bohemian mix, and silver chain. I was leaning toward keeping it minimalist, but I still thought, maybe let's try something. So I added a cluster of crystal dangles around the leaf pendant. I ended up cutting them off. Sometimes it's okay for jewelry to be a little on the quiet side. It makes the necklace versatile, easy to wear, and it's perfect with denim. This necklace was designed with that sort of showpiece pendant that was in the box. The 10mm crystal faceted round beads in the box matched that turquoise CZ perfectly. At first I tried just the blue beads, but I felt that was swallowing up the pendant. So to soften them, I added the filigree bead cap, sort of reflecting that filigree in the pendant. And then I added the faceted cubic spacer beads on either side. I was happy with the blue components, but I still wanted to pull out those clear CZs in the pendant. I thought, well, I'll add some 6mm clear crystal bicones. That helped and add some sparkle. I love the way the pendant floats freely on the chain, giving it some movement. I made a short tutorial on exactly how I made this necklace, and I'll include that at the end of this video. To go with the necklace, I made some simple earrings. I used clear crystal bicones with the star charms from the box. These are lightweight, versatile, and I think those star charms are just plain pretty. At this point, my September Bargain Bead Box arrived, so I realized I needed to wrap up what I was working on from the August box. I wanted to make one more thing, but make it something playful. I decided to make a prosperity hen ornament. The prosperity hens are a traditional symbol used to invite good fortune. I sewed the body from scraps of fabric. I gave it a feathery tail by fraying the edges of strips of silk fabric. And of course, I decorated it with sequins and beads. In hindsight, maybe I went a bit overboard with the sequins, but since the theme is bohemian, I think it works. To hang it, I strung a mix of seed beads and several of the beads from the August box, and I made sure to add that crescent moon to keep my celestial theme going. It's finished with a bell at the bottom. So in the end, I made 5 necklaces, 2 pairs of earrings, and a hanging ornament. Here's a quick look at the beads I didn't use and what I still have left. The beads and findings I did not use were the fold-over clasp, the 6mm synthetic matte turquoise, the 6mm faceted blue agate, and the gold-plated moon charms. Here are the beads and findings I used, but I still have quite a bit left of. The 8mm turquoise color magnesite, the faceted crystal lantern beads. I still have quite a bit of the Bohemian mix left, the golden rutilated quartz, the faceted cubic spacer beads, and the filigree bead caps. I only have a little bit left of these, the 10mm crystal faceted rounds, 8mm carnelian star cut beads. I have 1 gold-plated moon charm, and a few scraps of chain. Now with the champagne glass crescent moon beads, I realized that 3 of them had flaws, so I'm removing them from my leftovers. So even after making all these pieces, there's still a lot left to add to my stash. Overall, I thought the theme was really unique and inspiring. And honestly, I never would have purchased moon and star themed beads and findings on my own. So the box pushed me to try new ideas, and I ended up with designs I truly love. The estimated retail value for the collection in the box was $95.29. The box itself is $22.99, and that includes shipping in the United States. And since it was my first time purchasing the subscription, I was able to use a coupon for $2 off. So I ended up paying $20.99, including shipping. Was it worth it? Absolutely, 100% yes. And I already have the September Bargain Bead Box waiting. I'm really excited to unbox it soon. So if you don't want to miss that, consider subscribing. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Now let's take a look at how I made that pendant necklace. Here's what you'll need for this project. The pendant, 12 of the 10mm crystal faceted round beads, 12 6mm crystal bicone beads, 24 of the 6mm filigree bead caps, 24 of the faceted gold cubic spacer beads, 8 inches of gold chain. I purchased my chain at Hobby Lobby when it was on sale for 50% off. It's the Metal Gallery brand, and it's the 2mm fine cable chain in the shiny gold color. I used 22 gauge gold color artistic wire, a gold color lobster clasp, a 4mm jump ring, and an 8mm jump ring. The tools I used were my wire cutters, the 1.5mm Beadsmith one-step looper. You could also use round nose pliers to make the loops, chain nose pliers, and then I also had a second set of bent chain nose pliers just to help me open and close jump rings. The first thing to do is cut the chain. You'll need 1 piece that is 5/8 of an inch long and 4 pieces that are each 1 inch long. To make the blue components, cut 12 pieces of wire. Each one is about 1 5/8 inches long. Use your one-step looper or round nose pliers to make a simple loop on one end of each wire. Basically, we're making eye pins. And then string your beads on in this order. 1 gold faceted spacer bead, 1 filigree bead cap, 10mm faceted bead, another bead cap, and finally another faceted gold spacer. Then finish the component with a simple loop on the opposite end. And then just repeat this until you have 12 components. Next, cut 12 pieces of wire that are 1 3/8 inches long. Make a loop on one end, slide a single clear crystal bicone on, and then finish it with a loop on the other end. Repeat this until you have your 12 crystal components. To assemble the necklace, take 1 blue component and open one of the loops. Add a crystal component, then close the loop. On the other side of that blue component, add another blue component. And then at this point, we're going to add the pendant. Open the opposite loop on the crystal component and attach the short 5/8 inch piece of chain. Close your loop. Slide the pendant directly onto this little length of chain and don't attach it to a link. It should be able to float freely. Then connect the other end of the chain to a second crystal component. This allows the pendant to move naturally and stay centered. Going back to the first side, add a crystal component to the second blue component. So now you should have crystal component, 2 blue components, crystal component. On the second side, repeat this pattern by adding 2 blue components and a crystal component. Then attach a 1-inch length of chain to the empty loop in each crystal component. So your pattern then is crystal component, 2 blue components, crystal component, 1-inch piece of chain. Just continue repeating this until you use up all the components that are left. To finish it, open the 4mm jump ring, slide the lobster clasp on, and attach this to one side of the necklace. On the other side, attach the 8mm jump ring to act as your closure for your clasp. And that's it! Your necklace is complete! Thanks so much for watching. See you next time!